Hello, Sussy player OMG here. Okay, I know you're watching this video right now on YouTube, so we will talk about YouTube copyright basics. So disputes are only intended for cases where you have all the necessary rights to the content in your video. Repeated or malicious abuse of the dispute process can result in penalties against your video or channel. If you and the claimant both choose to monetize the video can still earn revenue during the dispute process. Copyright takedowns. Copyright is a law requires sites like YouTube to process takedown requests and describes the process we must follow. A copyright takedown requires the owner to submit a formal notice to us with all the legal requirements filled out. So you can't send everyone a copyright takedown that someone made there. Maybe they'll send you a counter notification, maybe it will be fair use. Fair use is a legal doctrine that promotes freedom of expression by permitting the unlicensed use of copyright-protected works in certain circumstances. Section 107 of the Copyright Act provides the statutory framework for determining whether something is a fair use and identifies certain types of uses, such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research, as examples of activities that may qualify as fair use. Section 107 calls for consideration of the following 4 factors in evaluating a question of fair use. Purpose and character of the use, including whether the use is of commercial nature or is for non-profit educational purposes. Courts look at how the party claiming fair use is using the copyrighted work, and are more likely to find that non-profit educational and non-commercial uses are fair. This does not mean, however, that all non-profit education and non-commercial uses are fair and all commercial uses are not fair. Instead, courts will balance the purpose and character of the use against the other factors below. Additionally, transformative uses are more likely to be considered fair. Transformative uses are those that add something new, with a further purpose or different character, and do not substitute for the original use of the work. Nature of the copyrighted work. This factor analyzes the degree to which the work that was used relates to copyright's purpose of encouraging creative expression. Thus, using a more creative or imaginative work, such as a novel, movie, or song, is less likely to support a claim of a fair use than using a factual work, such as a technical article or news item. In addition, use of an unpublished work is less likely to be considered fair. Amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole. Under this factor, courts look at both the quantity and quality of the copyrighted material that was used. If the use includes a large portion of the copyrighted work, fair use is less likely to be found. If the use employs only a small amount of copyrighted material, fair use is more likely. That said, some courts have found use of an entire work to be fair under certain circumstances. And in other contexts, using even a small amount of copyrighted work was determined not to be fair because the selection was an important part, or the heart of the work. Effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. Here, courts review whether, and to what extent, the unlicensed use harms the existing or future market for the copyright owner's original work. In assessing this factor, courts consider whether the use is hurting the current market for the original work, for example, by displacing sales of the original, and/or whether the use could cause substantial harm if it were to become widespread. In addition to the above, other factors may also be considered by a court in weighing a fair use question, depending upon the circumstances. Courts evaluate fair use claims on a case-by-case basis, and the outcome of any given case depends on a fact-specific inquiry. This means that there is no formula to ensure that a predetermined percentage or amount of a work, or specific number of words, lines, pages, copies, may be used without permission. Copyright somebody else's content without permission could get you a lot of trouble. Copyright law leaves room for commentary, criticism, parody, and other transformative uses. You can get into a lot of trouble for ignoring that. So there's 2 ways for a video to get blocked, or taken down for copyright reasons on YouTube. Well, there you have it, folks. See you later, guys.